Good afternoon, everyone. The meeting of the Sacramento City Council and the Sacramento Housing Authority will please come to order. Would the clerk call the roll, please, to establish a quorum?
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Ashby is expected in just a few moments. Councilmember Laloe.
Here.
Councilmember Harris.
Here.
Councilmember Valenzuela.
Here.
Vice Mayor Chenier.
Here.
Councilmember Guerra is expected momentarily. Councilmember Jennings.
Here.
Councilmember Vang.
Here.
And Mayor Steinberg.
Here. Welcome to everyone. Would everyone please rise? I see the SHRA General Counsel, Brad Nakano. Would you mind leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Yes. 1 second. Trying to unmute or trying to start my video, which I've been having problems with. Oh, here we go.
We hear you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nakano.
Thank you.
Welcome, everyone. We've got a busy agenda here under the auspices of our Housing Authority. Michelle, Ms. Dozier, any opening remarks before we get to the agenda items?
No, we're just going to jump right in. We have our first presentation. Christine is going to be doing the presentation for exciting project, North View. So, Christine.
Sure. Good afternoon. Christine Weichert, SHRA. Today, we're requesting approval of a $2.5 million home loan to assist in the construction of Northview Point Apartments located on a vacant property at Northview Drive. The Northview Point will consist of 66 studio units of permanent supportive housing for homeless and 1 manager's unit. All the studios will be furnished and utilities would be provided by the owner. The design of the project consists of a 2-story garden-style development around 2 courtyard spaces. The Housing Authority awarded project-based vouchers for all 66 units in June, and residents will pay 30% of their income as rent. The developer is Accelerate Housing. Accelerate was formed relatively recently. However, the principals have over 35 years of experience in developing affordable housing. John Stewart Company will serve as the property management company. Hope Cooperative will dedicate 3 full-time case managers and 1 resident service coordinator to the project. Funding for the resident services will be provided by CalAIM, which is administered by the California Department of Health Care Services. In addition to home, funding sources for the construction of the project include tax credits, tax-exempt bonds, the state multifamily housing program, and a deferred developer fee. In closing, staff's requesting approval of the $2.5 million in home funds for the new construction of Northview Point, and staff's available to answer any questions you may have.
All right, thank you very much. Do we have public testimony on the item?
Mr. Mayor, I have no public comment on this item.
All right, let's hear from the members. I see Councilmember Harris.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Thank you to SHRA, Lachelle and Christine, and everybody who worked on this. This is a good project. The fact that Hope Cooperative will be providing the services, I think, is a definite plus. It's a good location. 66 units of permanent supportive housing is exactly what we need right now. And I would like to open and close the public hearing and move the staff recommendation.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Let's call the roll, please.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Ashby is absent. Oh, she's joining us, so we'll take her last. Councilmember Laloe.
Aye.
Councilmember Harris.
Aye.
Councilmember Valenzuela.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Chenier.
Aye.
Councilmember Guerra.
Aye.
Councilmember Jennings.
Aye.
Councilmember Vang.
Yes.
And Mayor Pro Tem Ashby, we're voting on item number 1 to approve the staff recommendation. How do you vote?
Yes.
Thank you. And Mayor Steinberg.
Yes. Very good. That passes unanimously. Good start today, everybody. All right. Let's move to item 2.
item number 2 is another project that we have been working on at 4995 Stockton Boulevard. And we have Ann Nichols here to do the presentation.
Thank you, Michelle. Good afternoon, Mayor and Council members. Ann Nichols, Management Analyst. In May 2021, Council approved a $15 million loan commitment comprised of $10 million in general and Measure U funds, $5 million in housing trust funds and mixed income housing funds to Mercy Housing California for the new construction of 4995 Stockton Boulevard Affordable Housing Development. Mercy Housing applied for tax credits and bonds at the end of May. Unfortunately, they were not successful and will apply at a subsequent funding round. Mercy Housing and the seller of the vacant property have exhausted all extensions, and the purchase and sale agreement will expire on September 17, 2021. The report before you recommends approval of a $5 million loan agreement to Mercy Housing for the purpose of acquisition and demolition of the 44,000 square foot warehouse that was the location of John's Furniture. Subject to council approval today, acquisition would take place in September 2021. Please allow me to provide a quick recap on the project details of 4995 Stockton Boulevard. This project is a workforce housing development on a 7.7 acre site. The 200 unit project includes 1, 2, and 3 bedroom units with affordability restrictions between 30% through 70% of area median income. Amenities include property management, community room with kitchen, computer lab, barbecue and shaded picnic areas, courtyard seating areas, and park with 2 playgrounds with an open field. Mercy Housing is the developer, management agent, and resident services provider. There will be 1 full-time and 1 part-time resident services coordinator. Resident services will include programming to support housing stability, workforce development, financial literacy, life skills, and after-school programs. In addition to the $15 million SHRA loan, other financing will include 4% low-income housing tax credits, state tax credits, tax-exempt bonds, loan, deferred developer fee, general partnership contribution, and fee waivers. Entitlements are approved, and subject to approval of this loan, Mercy Housing will be able to apply for tax credits and bonds, and if successfully awarded, construction is anticipated to begin fall of 2022. Staff is available to address any questions you may have.
Okay, let's see. Do we have public testimony on the item?
I have no public testimony on this item.
So, any questions? I know I do. I'm all for this. This is great. Not a question of whether we're for it or against it. I just want to understand, are these additional resources to try to get us more competitive with this project, with the state tax credit project? Is this the context of this proposal today?
So in this proposal today, it does not require us to add any additional resources. The council previously set aside $15 million. And so we're going to use some of the money that was set aside so that they can, number 1, acquire the site. So Mercy then can have total site control. And
Okay.
2, that they can move forward with some of the work in terms of the demolition, removing foundations, and that just makes it even more shovel ready.
I got it. But so we're not putting in new money, new additional money into this. Okay. And it's still this whole murky tax credit, state tax credit process, right? Where, we've been through this now with a couple of projects where it just feels so random. I just hope that with some of the new state money that is going into this, that projects like this will just more readily and easily qualify so we can actually get them built.
Absolutely. We do need more resources from the state for them to expand. And, the governor has done an excellent job of that.
Yeah.
But the other benefit of this is that we're continuing to advance and move this project forward despite not having our tax credit this time.
Good move. Good move. Thank you. We got a motion and a second. I got Councilmember Laloe who has a question.
Yes,
Mr. Mayor?
I have a quick question. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So I just want to make sure. So on this particular property, the applications for state credit, has that been denied or is still in process?
So the last round, if you remember, we submitted, I believe there might have been about 7 different projects, one in the county and the rest were all in the city, and only 2 were successful. So unfortunately, this is one of the ones that was not successful in the last round, and they will be reapplying.
And if we do move forward with acquiring the land, and God forbid if they do not get qualified again, do we have a secondary plan for this site?
Whenever we're involved in a project, we really never give up on it. And so the developer also will continue to look for other sources of funds and ways to finance the project. If that doesn't happen, sometimes we'll go back and we'll rethink the project in terms of, do we do it in phases or what's going to be the most competitive?
And do we know how much the developer is trying to get those tax credits, and what's the final number on this project?
Yes. I turn to Anne.
So in part of the staff report, it's attachment number 7. I'm going to point you towards the permanent sources and uses. And the total development cost is over 100 million for 200 units.
100 million for 200 units.
And those are permanent units that will be affordable for 55 years, but essentially in perpetuity.
Thank you.
Yep. This is Councilmember Guetta's district. Of course, he's been the leader on this project along with SHRA. There hasn't been a motion yet. Let me turn it over to Councilmember Guetta.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First, I'd like to go ahead and move the staff report here. And first to say, this is a good example of the challenges that all our commercial corridors have in any kind of project. But this is also a great example of how we've been able to look at re-envisioning those corridors where we're building new family housing. Both SHRA and Mercy Housing have done a tremendous job of looking at what has been was once a great place, John's Furniture. A lot of people remember getting their furniture out of John's Furniture, but now been a huge eyesore, a vacant lot, an area that had a lot of cleanup to do, and making it difficult, again, in one of our working class communities to be able to improve the project. So this project hits a number of things. One, it's creating workforce housing for a sector of our community that desperately needs housing. Second, it is creating economic development and activity on that commercial corridor, which has been difficult to do. In fact, we've had people leaving the corridor until we started doing all of this effort. And now we see more activity in this corridor. And finally, this project focuses not just on housing people, but helping them get the workforce training they need, support for their families to get on their feet, and to help them move up into the middle class. Lastly, I got to thank Mercy Housing for their great work. They did the first motel conversion out there on Stockton Boulevard. I think everyone remembers that experience. This experience has been much different. All to say that project has been a huge success on the Boulevard. So thank you again to SHRA, Mercy Housing, and moving this item to help make sure that we get more workforce housing for families in the neighborhood.
Okay, thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Very good. Thank you very much. Let's call the roll.
Mayor Pro Tem Ashby,
Yes.
Councilmember Laloe,
Aye.
Councilmember Harris,
Aye.
Councilmember Valenzuela,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Chenier,
Aye.
Councilmember Guetta,
Aye.
Councilmember Jennings,
Yes.
Councilmember Vang,
Yes.
and Mayor Steinberg.
Yes. All right, thank you all. That passes unanimously. Now let's go to item 3, please.
Item number 3 is approval of an amendment and restatement of the lease, financing for the documents at 801 12th Street, our current headquarters. And, oh, there she is. And our CFO, Susanna Jackson, is going to do the presentation on this.
So good afternoon, Susanna Jackson, Chief Financial Officer for SHRA. I am here to request the approval of the amendment and restatement of the lease financing related to the 2008 acquisition and rehabilitation of the office building here at 801 12th Street. This is our administrative building. Our administration building was purchased back in 2008, and with lower interest rates available, we felt it was appropriate to attempt to refinance the building. From a rate of 5.17%, we are on track to get a rate of 2.65%. With this proposal refinanced, we maintain our original payoff date of June 30th of 2028, and we're currently estimating the overall savings to be approximately $218,000. This concludes my presentation, and I'm available to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you very much.
Happy to move the item, Mayor.
Happy to second it, Mayor.
Very good. Thank you. Is there any public testimony, Madam Clerk?
I have no public testimony on this item.
Right, I don't see any council members up in the queue, so let's call the roll, please.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Ashby?
Yes.
Councilmember Laloe?
Aye.
Councilmember Harris?
Aye.
Councilmember Valenzuela?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Chenier?
Aye.
Councilmember Guerra?
Aye.
Councilmember Jennings?
Aye.
Councilmember Vang?
Yes.
And Mayor Steinberg?
Yes, that passes 9-0. Let's go to the final item for the Housing Authority today, and that is the mid-year budget overview.
Susanna Jackson is doing a presentation on this one as well.
Trying to share my screen here. Okay, are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So thank you again, Susanna Jackson, Chief Financial Officer with SHRA, and I'm here to provide you with SHRA's 2021 mid-year budget update. As you may or may not recall, with last year being rather crazy, due to COVID-19, SHRA adopted a roll-forward budget for fiscal year 2021. In short, we adopted the same estimated revenues from 2020, and the only expenses we estimated as an increase were the known salary and benefit increases. As you can see from the numbers, our estimates have increased significantly due to new programs that were either in process prior to COVID or were a direct result of the pandemic and provided new funding stream to continue to assist those in need in our community. Some of these programs, such as emergency voucher program and the rental assistance programs, had a significant impact on our agency and its operations. Revenue increased overall by approximately 72%, and this is due to the increased funding from both federal, state, and local sources. The emergency housing vouchers, again, the rental assistance programs, and the items such as the WX shelter are now being recognized as revenue that was not previously estimated in the prior year. The additional estimated expenses have increased by approximately 59% of what was originally estimated. These expenses are again tied to those sources that were either in process or new sources created due to the pandemic, such as the increased voucher cost related to emergency housing vouchers, rental assistance payments, which the agency anticipates spending the minimum 65% of the funding that received later or earlier this year. Additionally, the WX shelter is in process of opening and is slated to begin operations this year. Yeah. This concludes my presentation, and I'm available for any comments you may have.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Jackson. I assume no public testimony on the item.
I have no public testimony on this item.
Okay, and I see Vice Mayor Chenier. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the presentation. Just a quick question on the funds, the increase in funds. How much of that is one time and how much of that is ongoing?
Ooh, that's a lot of the money that we did receive was due to the CARES Act. So, you know, the CDBG action plans that I know that come before you multiple times. I can get you the exact number, but I don't have that exact number in front of me.
Okay, yeah, if you could do that, I think my colleagues would most probably be interested in that as well. And, you know, restricted versus unrestricted. So kind of like what's the color of all those funds? And what ability do we have to direct where they go and how we spend them.
Okay.
The majority of them are either one-time or have a time limit, like all of the emergency rental assistance funds and even the additional funds that are coming on. We do have longer than was originally anticipated, so they will stretch out over a few years. But then those programs will come to an end. In terms of the flavor of money, we'll get you the details on that, but they all are coming from restricted sources.
Right. No, it makes perfect sense. Thank you, Lachelle. I appreciate that. But, you know, it's a significant increase. I've never seen anything at that level before, and I would think that my colleagues have not either. So how we want to spend those money and what we do with it and how we work with the county on that as well is going to be important. So look forward to getting that information.
And then also too, as a reminder, the agency is on a calendar year budget. So we're from January to December, but we will be coming forward. We'll give you that information, and we will be coming forward with next year's budget within the next few months, really.
Okay. Is there a vote needed on this, or is this just a report?
Receive and file, Mayor.
Receive and file. Okay. Madam Executive Director, anything else you want to add under Executive Director's report, or any council comments, ideas, and questions, or public comments on matters not on the agenda related to the Housing Authority?
I don't have anything to add, Mayor.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, I do have members of the public who would like to make comments for matters not on the agenda.
Okay, thank you.
Rebecca Sandoval.
Hello, I am calling about the safe ground parking on North Day Boulevard and the hospice facility on across from Garden Valley Elementary School. There was only one virtual community public meeting, and members of the community that live right there, they spoke with their concerns and are asking that not be placed there. It's a big concern to me that it said that there's been great community outreach for these projects, yet that hospice facility, the entrance to it is going to be only 10 feet away from the entrance where our parents go into Garden Valley Elementary School. Twin Rivers School District Superintendent was never notified. I, as trustee, was never notified. The principal found out from somebody in the community. I know 3 of you have been on school boards, and I don't know how you feel about your children having to walk past the hospice facility. Now, in terms of the safe ground site, I've talked to the board, to the council, about all of the problems with traffic congestion on North Day Boulevard. Take a look at that site. Talk to the police department, talk to the fire department. There is only one access in and out of that at the corner. I've talked to businesses there. They were not informed that this was going to be coming up. Our community, we deserve more than this. I listened today about the beautiful facilities you're building. We get a safe ground and we get a hospice facility. I'm asking you to please take a look at this and change those 2 sites. We are in a district with East Sacramento. I think more things can be placed on North Day Boulevard. We already have homeless encampment on I-60. Now we're going to have it all the way down the other end. And please do talk to the school district when things are being placed across from our schools. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Mr. Mayor, I have no more speakers.
Okay, Councilmember Harris.
Yeah, you know, Mayor, I've heard this objection a couple of times. In fact, there were 2 public meetings about the hospice, as well as 2 other meetings in South Natomas generally about the housing siting plan. My office certainly did try to outreach the community. I'd also like to note that the comments about Joshua's house were overwhelmingly positive in both of those specific meetings about Joshua's house, just to set the record straight. Thank you, Mayor.
I would also add that I was party to another large community meeting that you held, Councilmember Harris, even before the siting plan was debated, looking at the potential to use this site and these sites for similar purposes. So you've been very transparent, in my view, about your intentions. So, and I want to just add to Ms. Dozier, if I might. I know that we're actually making terrific progress, and your office is really doing a good job on the rental assistance piece here. I think it'd be really helpful, just like you do on Meadowview through Ms. Jones and the Meadowview Shelter, to sort of regularly report out what our progress is on the on helping people with rental assistance. We're all worried, of course, about the eviction moratorium ending and the potential impact. And I just think we should all start, talking about, not just talking about what we're doing with the first 30 million, what we would do with the second $30 million that's coming through ARP on this very, very important subject.
Absolutely. In fact, I do have the most recent figures that I can
go ahead.
Update.
Go, please.
So for the city, we have spent $13.4 million, in the county 22.1. So a total of $35 million has been expended. In the city, that has assisted 2,430 households. In the county, 4,059 households. So for a total of 6,489 households have received assistance. The average disbursement is about $5,400. And then we are continuing to work with the state to receive all of the state funds for the city, because we have used all of the federal funds. All of the federal funds for the city have been used, and now we're waiting on the state funds so that we can continue assistance to our families. And we actually do put together a report on a monthly basis, and we post that on our website, but I can start reporting out on that on a monthly basis to you as well.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I know that it is out there. I just think more high profile, because these are impressive numbers here. But you're saying we don't have, so we've run out of money for now until we get the next allotment of state resources?
That is correct. I think we're maybe down to a couple of $100,000, but we are awaiting. Last week, they said that the check was in the mail, but we have yet to receive it. So,
and how much are we expecting?
That is an additional, I think it's double the amount, about around $13 million or so. So,
thank you. Thank you very much. That's really important. As or more important than the the comprehensive siting plan for homelessness, because it's how we're going to help prevent more people from becoming so. All right, is there anything else to come before the Housing Authority and City Council here this afternoon?
Mayor, I just wanted to say thank you to Lachelle Dozier and her team. They just, all these presentations, such a great job. I loved hearing Vice Mayor say how impressed he was with the large number and the increased funding that you're bringing to the table. And I have done so publicly many times, but I wanted to thank you again for your help on the family shelter that we're moving forward, the Home Key project in District 1. It wouldn't happen without you and you finding the funding and really pushing forward. And I'm so excited about that project. And I just want to, these kinds of meetings like today, where you explain how we get to the end game here and the fact that you never give up. And I had to laugh when, I can't remember who said, like, what happens if we don't get the money? And you kind of were like, then we try again. I've been there with you many times on that one. And I'm just really proud of your hard work. So thank you very much, Ms. Dozier. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, members, if there's nothing else, are we going right into closed session, Madam Clerk?
Your closed session starts at 3 p.m.
At 3 p.m., so we've got 20 minutes. Okay, we will recess or adjourn this meeting and meet in closed session at 3 o'clock, and then the regular City Council session will begin at 5. We are adjourned. Thank you.